Παππούτσες, κάνετε πως είσαστε. Καλώς ήρθατε πάλι σε ένα ωραίο live. Καλώς ήρθατε πάλι σε μια ωραία live βραδιά. Δώστε μου λίγο. Πιάσω λίγο πέρα τα παιδιά. Όλο το γύρω στο παιχνίδι. Είναι ωραίο παιχνίδι. Τέλεια. Αυτό το παιχνίδι, παιδιά, με έχει ενθουσιάσει πάρα πολύ. Δώστε μου λίγο χρόνο ακόμα, γιατί εδώ πέρα είναι μέχρι να βρω και το live μου και όλα.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clown.
Όσον αφορά τα vlogs, έχω κάνει ήδη ένα vlog, το φτιάχνω, θα το ανεβάσω κάποια στιγμή στο YouTube. Όποιος θέλει να το δει. Εντάξει, παιδιά, γιατί μερικοί μου είπαν καλά, θέλουν vlog. Εντάξει. Η ιστορία εδώ πέρα του παιχνιδιού είναι η εξής. Καλά, ένας καουμπόης, γέρος, είναι εκεί πέρα σε ένα μπαρ και εξηγεί την ιστορία της ζωής του. Και καλά για το πώς εξελίχθηκε όλη η πορεία της περιπέτειάς του. Εντάξει, παιδιά. Και από κάτω θα λέει να εξηγεί την ιστορία. Τι έκανε, πώς το έκανε, πού πήγε κτλ. Εντάξει.
I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There! Where's this hombre?
I did my best to help those poor.
Ωραία φίλε, κανονιές που ρίχνει αυτό. Καλύψου. Έβλεπε και καλό στόχο.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They were clearing great numbers from above and rained down lead on their helpless enemies' heads. Making use of the high ground, whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo. I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first.
He's getting away!
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Shotgun.
Shoot that running son of a bitch!
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim. Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
He's getting away!
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whistling by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be. Clanton and his men caught up. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this? I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
I
got you now!
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know. And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the table. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. All right, Jesus, we get it.
They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. Old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Get him!
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins. I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Λούκι είμαστε ρε φίλε.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Hey, let's see what you're made of, boy. Reload.
Έχει βάλει δυναμίτες πάνω στους δικούς του ρε φίλε.
What I ever do to you? Do I gotta reload again?
Μας τάξε. You are dead. Όχι ρε φίλε. Κοντά με έβγαλε. Τον είδα. Κάτω. Πού θα βοηθήσει.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Gunfight at the sawmill.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earp's coming!
Get ready, boys.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
shoot the son of a bitch!
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Is that one of Wyatt's boys?
Sniper είναι άνθρωπος. Πέτυχα. Πού ο άλλος.
That ain't her, is it?
Α, εδώ είναι. Ώμοδε φίλε. Όχο το σημάδι. Μόνο θέλω να μου πεις που πηγαίνουμε. Όχο, αυτό είναι καλό.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what pulled me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Ούτως, όχι, δεν ταράζω αυτό, το όπλο μου αρέσει πολύ.
Wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might.
That Lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal? Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clinton died, why didn't his son take over the cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Ρε φίλε, πες πού να πάω. Εδώ. Τι είναι εδώ. Α. Ωραία, πότε έχω έρθει. Από εδώ. Get to the lumber yard and find Curly Bill. Πάμε να δούμε τον Curly Bill.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Ωραία.
Killing everybody!
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Κάτω. Δεν σε έχω, ρε. Άρα γίνει τρελή θα πω, ρε. Τα παιδιά ακούτε πολύ δυνατά. Περίμενε. Και δείχνω το να μ' ακούς. Πιστεύω να γιορθώσει για τώρα. Απλά ψήσα λίγο το μικρόφωνο. Τώρα πιο κοντά. Καλησπέρα Στάθη Μασταμόπουλος.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Δεν θέλω να το αλλάξω, έχει μάλιστα πιο πολύ. Πού είναι ο Curly Bill? Καταράχτης, καταράχτης. Πούσω τώρα να μ' ακούτε. Εντάξει είναι. Εσύ θα μου πεις. Εντάξει. Δεν είναι ρε παιδιά. Από εδώ. Πιστεύω τώρα να ακούγομαι.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Να μας εμπέσουν εδώ τι έγινε ρε παιδιά. What? Ποιος είναι αυτός? Αυτός είναι ο Curly Bill. Σκορπίστηκα ο Λιμπίλ, να τα βάλω μαζί του.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Send you to kill me?
Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ, να είσαι καλά. Ακόμα θέλει.
You're dead.
Κρατήσου. Πρέπει από πίσω μίσο.
Just gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Για πες τι έγινε. Τζόνι Ρίγκο. Θα τα βάλω μαζί του, Ω, μάχη, καλή μάχη.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Μάχη με όπλα. Το πιο γρήγορο πιστόλι. Τράβα! Τον τζάκισα.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy.
Μπράβο ρε
But
πιστολέρο
the
μου.
legend ain't always true.
Look, μπαμ! Γερά. Πάει για το τέλος.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Πάμε λίγο να σκέλ. Πάνε και ο Τζόνι, πώς το είπαμε, ο Τζόνι Ρίγκο εκεί πέρα. Εντάξει παιδιά, πάει και αυτός.
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
The Magnificent One. Φύγαμε.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous?
No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men. Samuel Colt made me.
Δεν έπεσε. Είδα πως οπλίζει ρε φίλε, κάνει μια χρακ και οπλίζει.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Δεν μπορώ να το πάρω. Πάμε. Δεν μου το δίνει. Πάμε, πήγαμε.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold ships. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butchers. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other.
Okay.
He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individuals. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough, or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
Okay.
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Onde σκοτώθηκαν, Τι είναι αυτό? Ranger. Νέα όπλα. Όχι.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
Kill him!
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Guess you've had enough.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
I do not deserve to die.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Έτσι και ρίξω πάνω σε αυτά εδώ πέρα, θα κραγούν όλα.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad blasted tube.
Όχι ρε φίλε, θα κραγούν όλα. Όχι ρε φίλε. Πάνω βάλε. Τρέχα, τρέχα, τρέχα.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Ωπω ρε φίλε, όλους μαζί και τους 5 και τους 6 όλους ταυτόχρονα. Μ' αρέσει αυτό το παιχνίδι, όχι.
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Τι έγινε τώρα ρε παιδί?
Instead, I spotted a ladder.
Α, το ξανασκέφτηκε.
Way into the mine from the
Σου λέει να πάω
opposite
από αυτόν τον
side.
δρόμο ή από τον άλλο δρόμο. Get the other way and find Kendrick Plummer.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. Which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell.
Assassin's Creed μου το παίζεις τώρα. Άντε πάμε.
I was determined not to give up, however. That Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
Ανεβάσουμε κάτι από εδώ πέρα. Truth seeking. Deep socket radio.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Παίρνω το elevator.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous
route. Και λίγο Assassin's Creed μέσα. Ούτως.
Plummer was a mad dog killer. The people of Nevada City deserved better. Right, well, Well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Από κάτω πάω. Έλα ρε. Κατά λάθος έπεσε. Είμαι και ο πρώτος πιστολέρος. Τώρα πάμε από κάτω. Για πες τι έγινε. Low man. Outlaw. Καλαουάν. Henry Plummer. Βρήκαμε τον Henry Plummer. Πώς είναι.
Well, this is just worse and worse for you, ain't it? Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some.
Come
on, boys! Take this cocksucker out!
Να μου την πέσουν οι άλλοι τώρα. Κάτσαμε. Κρατήσου. Έβγαλα όμορφα. Πίσω. Δύσκολο boss fight. Πάμε παιδιά.
This is our goal now.
Πέναντι. Κράτη σου. Δεξιά, δεξιά. Κράτη σου. φίλε, ναι.
Well, that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold.
Τέλος, πάει κι αυτός. Τέλος,
And
τέλος,
now,
τέλος,
I
τέλος.
was officially a bounty hunter.
Λίγο ακόμα θα το συνεχίσουμε για να κλείσουμε το live.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley, κάτι.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Be quick or be dead.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was...
Ω, δεν έφαγα κατάμουτρα, ούτε ανάσα δεν πήρα.
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Oh man, τι ωραίο μπλόχο τώρα.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
There he is!
It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and... Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. Freezing my giblets off.
Ain't right, we gotta... Damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friend. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the bull's head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcome presence.
Tell Hardin someone's
φαίνεται.
Stop that son of a bitch!
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, the dispatch's cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Yes, that's all right.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Καλά το πάμε. Πού τότε?
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Θα αντιμετωπίσουμε, λέει, το γρηγορότερο όπλο, λέει, στη West. John Wesley Hardin. Σκότωσε πρώτη φορά στα 15, λέει.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Πάμε πάλι, μ' αρέσει, ρε φίλε. Και είναι δυνατός.
faster than grease lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer?
Άρα δεν τον καθαρίσαμε αυτό. Παιδιά, μου άρεσε πάρα πολύ το live το σημερινό. Πάμε λίγο να δούμε τι θα γίνει στη συνέχεια. Δεν το προχωρήσω παρακάτω. Γιατί το παιχνίδι θα το τελειώσουμε.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Dances with renegades. Dances with renegades.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
A long time ago on a mountain far, far away.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
Τέλειωσες. Τέλειωσε. Γεια. Ναι, τέλειωσε. Όπλο. Δεν έχει όπλο. Τι κάνει τώρα. Μόνο περπατάει.
Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
Καλά με τα όπλα μας, εντάξει. Λοιπόν και εγώ, κάτσε λίγο. Μια χαρά, με διπλό όπλο, έτσι πιο καλύτερο είναι, έτσι. Μια χαρά. Κουνιέσαι ρε. Ωραία. Λοιπόν και εγώ, φτάσαμε στο τέλος του live μας. Ήταν ένα πάρα πολύ ωραίο live, το ευχαριστήθηκα πάρα πολύ. Τελικά αυτό το παιχνίδι ήταν φανταστικό, το χάρηκα πάρα πολύ, είχε και τα όπλα του, είχε και τα challenges εκεί πέρα, και καλά είναι το πιο γρήγορο πιστόλι. Μόνο λίγο ο τελευταίος εκεί πέρα δεν καταφέραμε να τον νικήσουμε. Όντως είναι γρήγορο πιστόλι και ο άλλος, απλά εγώ του απέφευγα πιο πολύ εκεί πέρα τις σφαίρες που μου ρίχνε. Αλλά λέει και καλά τον έστειλε σε φυλακή και κάποιος άλλος μετά Hunter, κυνηγός, τον σκότωσε. Κάνουμε και τα όπλα μας έτσι, αλλά είμαστε φανταστικοί, τέλειοι είμαστε. Δυστυχώς δεν θα το συνεχίσω περαιτέρω γιατί θα τερματιστεί το παιχνίδι. Από εκεί και πέρα μετά τα υπόλοιπα επεισόδια θα βγουν πιο πολύ. Όχι, δεν θα βγουν σε live, θα βγουν σε κανονικά επεισόδια. Αν το συνεχίσω κι άλλο εδώ πέρα το παιχνίδι, το παιχνίδι θα τερματιστεί. Εντάξει, παιδιά, αν το συνεχίσω κι άλλο εδώ πέρα, το παιχνίδι θα τερματιστεί. Ελπίζω το χαρήκατε. Καουμπόικο ήτανε, αυτά τα όπλα του. Είχαμε καλό σημάδι και από μακριά σημαντεύαμε μια χαρά εκεί πέρα. Σου έδειχνε και εναλλακτικές λύσεις. Κάναμε τα upgrades μας εκεί πέρα. Ανεβάσαμε, κάναμε και νέα skills εκεί πέρα για να το κάνουμε πιο δυνατό εδώ πέρα το πιστολέρο μας, το καουμπόι μας. Και γίναμε πιο δυνατοί. Εντάξει παιδιά, μόνο αυτό έχω να πω. Εξηγούσα την ιστορία εκεί πέρα στο σαλούν εκεί πέρα με τους άλλους εκεί πέρα που μαζευτήκανε. Και καλά, εμείς είμαστε ένας bounty hunter που κυνηγάμε επικηρυγμένους εκεί πέρα. Και τους κυνηγάμε, τους βρίσκουμε, τους σκοτώνουμε. Και εισπράττουμε την αμοιβή. Εντάξει παιδιά, μόνο αυτό έχω να πω. Και κάτι τελευταίο. Καλό βράδυ να έχετε, καλό ξημέρωμα, καλή εβδομάδα. να έχουμε καλή υγεία, καλή δύναμη να έχουμε, παιδιά. Ελπίζω να χαράκετε αυτό το παιχνίδι, ελπίζω να σας χάρισα μια χαρά και μια διασκέδαση πάνω σε αυτό. Ελπίζω να σας χάρισα μια χαρά και μια διασκέδαση από το παιχνίδι, εντάξει. Λοιπόν, να ξαναλέμε στο επόμενο επεισόδιο, στο επόμενο live, αν το κάνω αυτό το παιχνίδι live, εντάξει. Μια χαρά, μόνο αυτό. Λοιπόν, να ξαναλέμε στο επόμενο επεισόδιο. Κάτσε να το ξαναπώ, λίγο. Λοιπόν, να ξαναλέμε στο επόμενο επεισόδιο ή στο επόμενο live. Γεια σας και καλή συνέχεια. Κλείνω.